Hello. Welcome to SHE-preneur Stories series, an initiative by 46XX that brings to light story of a woman entrepreneur per episode that might just cheer, inspire, aid and benefit you on your entrepreneurial journey, or might just convince you to become an entrepreneur if you have been toying with the idea for some time now. Today, let's listen in to the story of a senior marketing and communications professional turned entrepreneur, Manjjotra Nair. She is the founder and CEO of a bus company which she founded in 2015. You may read more about her accomplishments in the description box. Listen in to learn more about as to how did she get to where she is today. Manjjotra Nair was born in Pathankot, Punjab, in a Dogra family. Both her maternal and paternal family had moved to Punjab after partition in 1947 from the districts Lahore and Sialkot from the before partition state of Punjab, part of British India. While her paternal grandfather was a businessman who became a farmer after settling in Punjab, her maternal grandfather served the army both under the British rule and the Indian Army post-independence. Like her maternal grandfather, her father also served the Indian Army. When Manjulla was only 18 months old, her mother, along with older minor sister and older minor brother, passed away in a road accident. Only she and her father survived the accident. She holds a belief that she was protected by her mother as she was clinging to her arms during the accident. She grew up with a stepmother and missed a mother's care and affection in her life. However, she had a very good relationship with her father. She credits him for whatever she is today, thanks to him nurturing her and bringing her up with love, care and affection in the short lifespan that he too had. He passed away when she was 17 years old. Today, she resides in Pune and is happily married to an attorney who hails from Kerala. She has two sons, Shaurya and Samarth. Shaurya is pursuing mechanical engineering at an overseas university, and Samarth has started primary school. She also feels very proud and often quotes to people of the fact that her father-in-law did her Kanyadan, and who makes her feel that he is her own father in blessing. Manjulla studied at the Army School, Bangalore, from the 1st to the 12th standard, which is a rarity for an army kid, owing to the transfers. However, it so happened that her father got posted in Bangalore when she started schooling, and he retired in Bangalore as well, before establishing his business in construction post-retirement. Her school principal, Colonel Grant, used to call her the pillar of the school, as she never moved schools. Growing up, she was naughty, but at the same time emotional and vulnerable, as she was brought up by a stepmom who never approved of her. She ended up spending a lot of time out of the house. She was loved and cared for by neighbors and her friends' mothers, one of whom would send an extra tiffin box for her. On the other hand, her dad was very open-minded. His outlook towards life was liberal and exposed Manjulla to a lot of things early in life. For instance, he exposed her to entrepreneurship. Seeing him operate a business left no scope for fear to arise in her life, as he kept reinstating in her that there is no business without risk, and hence one must have the guts to take the risk. On the whole, she found school to be fun. She was average in studies and liked being on stage for dramas, dance, music, etc. She was not a shy type of kid. She met her best friends at school, who she still cherishes to this day and tries to meet up whenever possible. The sudden passing of her father when she was 17 left her an orphan. She left her stepmom's home due to disagreements and arguments that followed. She saw no future there and wanted to explore being on her own. Since then, she has never looked back in life. Post-Bangalore, She worked across all metros and most mini metros. Today, she is proud of the fact that she is self-made, without any financial or emotional support from her stepmom or any extended family member. She does hold a lot of gratitude for all those people who came in her life as blessings. Her managers at work who encouraged her to become better than what she was. Her friends who supported her on the personal front, some of whom were as good as her brothers and sisters and worked towards getting her settled in life. Growing up, Manjulla was fascinated with BBC news readers and wanted to be one. She used to dress up and have her hair groomed like them. Later in life, she landed up in the PR industry. Seems like it was law of attraction at work. Her dad, however, wanted her to be an entrepreneur. In fact, she studied pharmacy for 2 years post-class 10th, as her dad thought that it was a very lucrative business and there would be evergreen need for medical stores or path labs. However, post her father's demise, she could not continue studying pharmacy. She pursued fashion choreography instead, following her passions as she had done some modeling before. She launched her first company with a friend when she was only 18 and named it The Winners Inc. However, to pursue a well-paying corporate career, her venture was shelved. Survival is what has driven Manjulla all her life. Soon after leaving home at 17, she took up her first job with a courier company in Bangalore in the late 90s. Those days, it was rare to see girls work in such establishments where a girl was picking up and delivering couriers. She used to stay in office till 11 p.m., waiting for last air flight consignments to leave. This job paid her 2,000 rupees per month as salary. Alongside, she was also building her venture in fashion choreography. Her craving to learn more about advertising got her an opportunity to work with the leading advertising agency of those times, MAA Bozell, DNA Networks. She worked on concerts and managed artists like Richard Clayderman, Savage Garden, No Doubt, etc. Around 1999, she also took a sabbatical to work in a Hollywood movie as a production manager. This was followed by her stint at Ogilvy and Mather. She learned marketing strategy there, which was a big milestone of her career. She then moved into IT industry with a Marcom role in 2005. She worked with large IT companies like Hewlett-Packard, Sapient Corporation, Satyam BPO Limited, and Amdocs till 2015 in leadership roles and travelled across the globe. She was instrumental in handling the Satyam crisis in 2008-2009. This was the biggest milestone of her career. Seeing a big IT company crumble overnight and ensuring they still remain afloat so that someone can buy them was the most challenging job. So was motivating employees on the floor, giving them a surety of payments, and motivating global customers to stay the course. They also won a business in those challenging days and got featured in the Times of India. While her career with Amdocs was rocking and high-flying, Manjulla wanted to start doing something more meaningful with the skill sets she possessed. Also, inspired by her father, she always wanted to start her own venture when she was closer to 40. Thus, after 20 years of career as a senior marketing professional, Manjulla ventured into entrepreneurship in 2015 with the aim of helping startups to effectively use marketing and PR with cost-conscious marketing plans on an outsourced shared model basis. Since its launch in 2015, a bus company has catered to over 100 global clients spanning India, USA, UK, Australia, UAE, Israel, Japan, and Singapore. It has interviewed and promoted around 800 startups in India APAC and USA region as featured in Creative Bharat. Manjula will now give us a peek into what her entrepreneurial journey has been like.
Hi, this is Manjjotra Nair here. I am founder and CEO of a bus company. It is a CMO outsourcing organization. Basically, we provide chief marketing officers organization in an outsourced and offshore way, wherein the clients can just outsource the marketing department to us. So entrepreneurship came very naturally to me because my dad was a businessman in Bangalore, and while I was growing up, I observed him very closely in terms of people relations, in terms of book management, in terms of stock taking, etc. I mean, which were relevant to his business. So I actually started a company. The first venture, I mean, the first profession that I ever did was starting off my own organization called The Winners Inc. Me and a very close friend of mine, we started this. We were fashion choreographers and event management team. We did few events together. But over a period, I realized that I needed to be back in a professional job. I did get really good opportunities coming out from the corporate sector, from the advertising agency sector. So I shut down my company and I started working. So 2015, when I completed 20 years, I realized that now is the time I can explore entrepreneurship again. I was kind of sorted in terms of my finances and my life and everything, and I also felt that this was the time to now start contributing back to the industry. So I started off with my entrepreneur journey, and I decided that I will do only that what I do the best, which is marketing and communication. But I will work for those companies who have challenges in building their own teams in house, either resource wise, either budget wise, or probably sometimes founders and co-founders don't know what to expect out of your marketing department. So I decided that I'm going to work for SMEs and startups in this outsourced manner, so that it's cost effective for them. At the same time, they're getting really good talent working for them. Oh yes, challenges have been many actually when you start off as an entrepreneur. So my first biggest challenge was because I came from large organizations, HP, Satyam Computers or Sapient Corporation, or my last job with MDocs. They are large companies and marketing functions are pretty organized there, and these companies have big budgets to spend when it comes to marketing. So when I started off as an entrepreneur and I started getting into talking to startups and SMEs and telling them that I'm here to help you out with your marketing strategy, some of the companies were reluctant to hire me because they thought that I came with the same price tag of large organization. So that was a big challenge for me, that I had to really penetrate, build my credibility with the startups and SMEs, telling them that while I may be having the experience of working with large organization, I am still not that expensive in terms of providing you the strategy. In fact, even the campaigns that I will be providing you won't be that expensive. So I had to really build that thing up with ensuring that I'm cost conscious to this industry. So how I managed that particular challenge was that I started doing a lot of startup mentoring sessions under the marketing and communication topics. I continue to do it even today. I work with a lot of incubation centers. I work with a lot of startup organizations. A lot of private groups of startups are there in multiple cities. So I do this more as a pro bono from my side, that I go in and I train them on how to effectively drive your own marketing and communication. And that's somewhere where people have felt that yeah, she's somebody that we can trust with our brand, and they have come along. I have actually won a lot of clients through these sessions, that they have come back and they've said that why let's start working together. The second challenge that I felt as an entrepreneur was that I'm not a very good recruiter, and at times you can't learn everything under the sun. How much ever as an entrepreneur you want to do everything on your own, but there are some restrictions. So my initial years were not very profit breaking because of the reason, not because I wasn't getting business, but because of the reason that I was hiring the talent that was not suitable for my organization, and they were working for jobs that was not suitable for them. And that is the place where I actually went out and asked people for help, and I got help from a friend of mine who was in the HR function, and she kind of worked with me for part time and set up my whole recruitment process in place, and how JDs are made, and how we are going to be having different rounds of interviews and things like that. So that was my second challenge that I felt was eating into my profits or my even revenue. My third challenge was during the pandemic in 2020. Due to the pandemic, we were low on technology development projects, and I did not want to really lay off my tech team. So we decided to work on our own product, which is called the Global News Terminal. It's a product which automates public relations, and it's very affordable, very easy for anybody to use. So we worked on this particular product. Today we are doing the testing of the product. Some of the close clients of ours have started using it. Very soon it's going to be available in the public domain. So for me, the challenge became an opportunity in this way. So Global News Terminal is a baby of the pandemic that we built in. So my faith in Lord Ganesha, which signifies Shubharam, that was my first biggest support. All our company logos are based out of Ganesha, having a Ganesha element in them. Secondly, everyone has families that back them up. So in my case as well, my in-laws, my husband and my both the boys, they have been a big support when I got started off as an entrepreneur. And thirdly, I would also say that the day I announced myself on LinkedIn saying that I'm going solo and I'm looking out for clients, so my connections, please refer me around. A lot of people referred me around. So my biggest support, I would say, was a universal support. Right from day one we had business, and even today people are referring us around, and that's how we are getting more and more business coming to us. So it's been a complete spiritual universal support that I've been getting till date. For me, work and personal life have been perfect. Just like how I manage my company, I've been managing my personal life as well. So whether it is the time management, whether it's the team management, the crisis management, or the growth management. So I practice the same even in my personal life when it comes to my husband, my two boys, my in-laws, and also the extended families. I'm very social and like to celebrate a lot of festivals, especially because we both of us, me and my husband, come from two different states. I feel we women should cherish womanhood and feel empowered for being homemakers. After all, we are the only ones who can have names like Karuna, Bhavna, Parvati, Lakshmi, right? I mean, the guys can't have such names. When it comes to friendship, I have a lot of friends and I don't forget anyone in my life. Whenever I'm in their city or whether I'm in their country, I ensure that we try and catch up. Today, social media has made it even more easier that we're catching up every day. But even the days when social media wasn't there, I would make an effort, to meet up with my friends in different cities whenever I'm traveling there. My personal life is the most important. If I don't cherish myself, then there's nothing else that I can cherish. So I take a lot of time for my personal life. I have certain rituals and certain routine of my life that I follow every day, and that is my time. And I do that whether it is my yoga classes, my bhangra classes. I like to learn new skills every month. So this month is dedicated to bhangra. So for me, personal development is very important, because when personal development happens, then everything around you also develops. So I'm an early riser, because I then get good amount of time for myself. Before everybody wakes up in the house, I spend that time with myself, whether it is reading, whether it's doing yoga, or whether it's even working on RFPs or anything it could be, but it's my time. I like to drink my tea, with a lot of peace. So, it's a very small thing, but yeah, when I'm drinking tea, I don't want to do anything else. And I think my family and my team now understands that. And, when they see the cup in my hand, they're like, okay, let's give her some time. And that is a lot of thinking time, when you get time for yourself. I believe that, a woman only can balance, her own life and the family and bring everything together. Uh, for me, the kind of, the processes and methodologies that I put in my day-to-day life, uh, the mantra basically goes is that make life simpler than making it complex. And I think everybody around me, I see that they learn from me, and they also follow that. And actually, things become very organized when everybody is doing it together. So that's the work-life balance that I have and I follow. Many accomplishments, but one of them was handling the Satyam computer crisis, where I was the global marketing head for Satyam BPO for marketing and communication. Sailing through the crisis time, ensuring that we don't lose a lot of clients, we don't lose a lot of employees. We try to remain sick because we were already sick, but we didn't want to die. We wanted somebody to buy us out before anything worse could happen to us. So that is one of the biggest accomplishments I would consider, because very few marketers actually get to work on such kind of crisis where media is very aggressive and very negative about the organization, and you're kind of getting the media to start being positive about you. So that was one of the biggest accomplishments. Then over a period, I have won a lot of awards. I won the award from the World Marketing Forum, recognizing me as a marketing professional of the year. And I recently won the Stree Shakti Award, so that's very motivating and empowering, calling myself the Stree Shakti. As a startup and entrepreneur mentor, I have mentored over 1,000 startups, mentored over 10,000 individuals, or entrepreneur leaders, CEOs, founders, co-founders, and over 1 million students who have been part of my marketing, communication, digital marketing and public relations training sessions. So that also is a big accomplishment for me, that whenever I'm there speaking at any forum, I do have a lot of audience, and they're very interactive audience. So apart from that, I must have done about 500 media meets till date, like press conferences till date, and must have covered about 1 lakh media contacts across in my career. I'm not a very regretful person, because I have seen more life than anyone from a very young age. Losing my mother, growing up with a stepmom, losing my father, walking out of home at the age of 17, restarting life all over many a times actually. I have treated all my challenges as opportunities, an opportunity to grow, an opportunity to learn, an opportunity to think differently, opportunity to meet more humans. So I'm a big believer of that, when you don't really sulk yourself in being regretful, and you take everything up as a learning or a challenge, you will find help coming from anywhere, and even strangers can come out and help you out. In short, if I may say, I would like my life to be exactly this way, the way I'm living it today. So, all my mistakes are mine and all my success is mine. I'm absolutely happy in my life. The future looks really bright, and a lot of opportunity that we are seeing. So when it comes to my company, a bus company, till date we must have worked with close to 100 clients. We want to really get this number up, because today we have the right processes and the right team management skills with us to manage remote projects. We are already getting a lot of work from globe, from different countries, so we want that to grow now, multiply. I want to have more bigger teams sitting in our premises, more workstations growing. Apart from that, the global news terminal, which is our product, I want that to be rolled out to public so that people can start effectively using it. A lot of tie-ups with publication is already in the process, but we want every country media houses to get tied up with us so that it benefits businesses at large, not just businesses in India, but all global countries come together and leverage public relations very effectively. And we are also building 35 publications under the Bharat series. So that's a very big lookout for us. We are working day and night on that. So we are really hoping that the launch of all the publications happens very effectively, and we start working with a whole lot of industry-wide clients, providing them effective media presence and visibility through these publications. As an entrepreneur, I want to reach a place where any employee walks in for an interview, doesn't get rejected at all. So there's work for everyone who comes into our doors. We don't want to say no to anybody who wants to join us. My biggest learning from entrepreneurship is that when we are low, slow, or not able to perform the business the way it's expected to, we tend to look at more successful businesses as our role models, right? And we start feeling very low about ourselves, or very pathetic at times about ourselves. I think we need to start looking back at people who are similar to us, who are struggling and still not giving up. They will provide us more motivation and more support emotionally to move forward, rather than looking at more success stories. So for me, that has been one of the biggest learning as an entrepreneur. During pandemic, at one point, we had reached only one client billing, and that's when my husband actually helped me out. He said, there are businesses who don't have any clients and they're still trying to be in the market. You at least have one billing client happening, so you should not think that you're a failure. And also, I feel that people need to ask for help. We always shy away from that. We always feel that what will others think about it and all. Trust me, the people who will really want to help you will come out and help you only when you ask them. So rather than worrying about the whole world, try to focus more on these set of few people who are willing to help you out. So asking for help is something that I will always do. And I would always recommend that everybody who's going through a challenging time, please go out, ask for help, whether it is through your startup groups, or the communities that you're part of, or whether it's your LinkedIn where you have more professional relationships, or even to the extent of going to your family, extended family, asking them for help. So today women have started off much ahead of when I started my entrepreneur journey. So I worked for 20 years and then I went into entrepreneurship. But I also did a small exercise. I picked up a piece of paper and started writing down what are my liabilities that I need to fulfill, and what are the assets that I have. And first thing that I did was I got rid of all my liabilities using the funds that were in my savings, and also the PF provident funds that I got after I left the corporate job. I became absolutely loan free. I haven't used a credit card for last 10 years. I believe in using my own money. It kind of restricts me also to not overspend. So when you're going the entrepreneur journey, you want to be lean in terms of your expenditure also. The other thing that I did was I sorted out what would be my next 5 years biggest expenditures, and how much will I need every month for my own survival. That whole exercise helps me even do the exercise for future years as well, because now it's not just Manjula in the entrepreneur journey, but it's a team together which is in the entrepreneur journey. So how is the team also growing in terms of the finances and stuff. So first thing first most, you should be loan free. Try to be as much loan free you can be, not have too much liabilities. Then you will have the ability to take the risk, and also know how much money are you ready to take the risk from your savings. How much can you invest again in the organization that you're starting off. I have also believed that whenever you have any questions, any challenges, or you don't know how, you have a great idea but you don't know how to take that idea out, that's the time you need to be part of good communities, the startup communities, the entrepreneur communities. Collaborate with people, meet them, talk about your ideas, get to know other people's ideas. You never know, you will land up in some great partnerships when you do that. So while we appreciate other people, we are all the time complimenting other people for their success, it's very important for us also to do our own branding. So we need to market ourselves too. So whether it's the LinkedIn platform, writing regularly out there about your organization, what are you doing, what's different that you're doing, and how your customers are getting positively impacted, to being present at forums that matter to you, where your target audiences are. You need to be out there. So I would say that every entrepreneur should have the knack of marketing themselves, because when you will market yourself well, then the client will also feel confident that you can handle their business well. Please reach out to me whenever you want any help in putting a proper marketing plan in place, how to help yourself with leadership profiling of yours. I will be more than happy to do a session for the organizers. 46XX is a great initiative for women to connect, to empower, encourage each other in their business. There's a lot of knowledge that it provides. Like I said, that we should be part of communities where we can ask and we can even provide knowledge. So this 46XX is a community like that. And I'm sure that when women come together, they can change the world. So I'm sure that 46XX will be a very, very successful initiative moving forward.
If you liked what you just saw and heard, and would like to be notified as soon as we come up with more such content, like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell icon of our YouTube channel. Or follow us on LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, or Sheroes. Or get yourself added to our mailing list by filling in a form. You will find the handles, addresses, links displayed on your screens and in the description box or comments section. Thank you, and catch you soon.